Hey Virgo, you're next in line for some table time. So without any further ado, we're going to jump right into it and see what's coming through for you in the lead up to this lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse in Pisces that's coming in on the scene on the 28th. So we're in the week build up to this point where we are wrapping up an old cycle, but also ready to have some lights come on in the room on the other side of that eclipse to see more of the picture that we couldn't see before. And for you, there's something a little bit more in store because you did move out of the position of the South Node. There was a changing of the guard. So I do feel like you're really getting on the other side of what was some heavy territory, where you were closing up some major chapters in your life, and now something new is ready to come on through. So let's see what's coming in for Virgo here. This is for all Virgo placements. Or if you are a Pisces rising, that makes you a Virgo descendant. You can get a lot of information in relation to your relationships with others when you tune into your descendant sign. All right, actually is probably the clearest read you will get when you drop into your descendant sign for relationships. Okay, for that to come through so strongly for you right out the gate, there could be a relationship that is really in the mainframe for you at this time, big focus for you at this time. The fate of a relationship, trying to navigate some potentially tricky territory in a relationship, maybe ready to take a relationship to the next level, and also navigating some things around that. Okay, let's see what's coming on through here for Virgo. Bottom of the deck. I like this energy. I think you've grown a lot. I see you really investing in yourself. I see you're investing in your health, but I feel this is really coming through in terms of your spiritual health, your emotional health, your mental health, like really getting back in your own energy, feeling really solid about yourself, where you are right now, knowing that you're doing the work, that you're holding yourself accountable, and the transformation is evident. I think also physically, you're experiencing some really positive changes in your health. You may have gone through some kind of a setback in terms of your health, but I feel like you're on the other side of that and you're starting to really feel like you're getting back into your old energy. Also, there's growth here financially, materially. Things are coming together for you. So this looks really good. 9 of Pentacles energy, pre-Empress energy, or pre-Emperor energy, right? So I like this. You're very strong within yourself. I don't think you're losing any of the lessons from the time of navigating the South Node territory that you were holding down. I think you have even a stronger sense of yourself. You know what's right for you, you know what's not, and you're able to really stay centered in that despite what may be going on in any kind of relationships you're navigating. So I like this. You're not going to lose yourself again. I think there's something here about you made some kind of commitment to yourself here. You renewed a commitment to yourself. Maybe that's something that got lost in a relationship at one point and you decided, I'm never going to do that again. Yeah, I see it. I see it. There was a time where you were really held back by fear, worry, concern up in your head, especially in relation to how somebody valued you, appreciated you, wanted to invest in you. I think there was a time where you dealt with a lot of anxiety. You had so many questions hanging over your head, sleepless nights. There was a lot of struggle you moved through here. You moved through a really heavy territory here that I think it was more difficult on your mindset more than anything else. It feels like you were up in your head a lot, weren't able to rest, weren't able to let something rest. Maybe we're struggling with a particular issue and there's something about it that really has a lot to do with how you felt valued or appreciated by other people. I think whatever this is, whatever this was, it did throw you into reverse for a while. But we see that energy is absolutely transformed here. You could have been dealing with another earth sign in relation to this, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This could have been somebody you were in a committed relationship with. You may have struggled to make a choice. Do I let this go? Do I fight for this relationship? Do I continue to invest in this? And then you made a decision to invest in yourself. And you really stepped into your strength. You stepped into your empowerment. And I think there's a lot of reward that's coming in on the other side of that in relation to this, regardless of what kind of relationship this was. This could have been a romantic relationship. It could have been somebody that you did feel a lot of solidarity with. This could be somebody that you had very close association with. It could have even been somebody that you were invested in a business with, you know, somebody that maybe didn't value your input with everything that you were bringing to the table. I mean, there was a lot that you had to offer, but somehow you felt you weren't being recognized or appreciated for your contribution in this connection. And I do feel like you finally decided to get out of your head and take action, and you invested in yourself. And that's what's really turning things around for you right now. Give me more details about this for Virgo. It could be, if that's the case, okay, whoever you walked away from here, whoever you were in some kind of, it feels like it's a committed arrangement. So this is either somebody that you were romantically involved with, where it was a serious commitment, or this could have been a situation where you went into a business project with somebody and you had a lot on the line. You invested a lot in this. This person's opinion was important to you. There was a lot tied to this, but there was also so much stress. This caused you so much stress, and now you're really feeling the relief of letting this go, being on the other side of this. Something's really transforming here as a result of your choice. It could be that now the other person that you distanced yourself from, they're starting to understand where you were coming from. This person can be dealing with some kind of health challenges. It's coming through as mental health challenges, okay? This person may have really been struggling a lot with you moving away. They now understand that their lack of investment cost them a soulmate, okay? Cost them somebody that they should have been more invested in, more loyal to. With the Six of Cups coming out there, this does indicate that this was a very powerful connection at one point. This could have been somebody you really thought, you know, this is it. You know, this is the person that I can really, you know, put everything on the line for. I can be totally all in with this individual. And yet, you know, when it came down to it, in some way, the ideal didn't match up to the reality. And I think somebody's really recognizing that because they didn't make the investment in the connection, they didn't show up in the same way you were willing to show up and invest in them. Whatever the nature of this relationship was, that they lost a real one. I mean, it looks like that. And I think that this person's really struggling with this right now. It's like they're getting a little bit of a taste of what it's like to be in your shoes. Okay, there's also something coming in here about a little bit of a reroute for you. So this may be aligning you with a soulmate at this time. Somebody who does see your worth, your value, somebody who will meet you in that space, somebody who wants to invest in you, somebody that has this soul recognition with you. You may have a lot of similarities in background with this person. You may have both struggled with the same kind of issues, and there's something you're mirroring to each other here. But I do feel like this is somebody who will work things out with you. All right, you're moving through a lot of kind of heavy territory right now with the world. I think there's something you're still trying to wrap up in relation to a very strong figure in your life. It could be some kind of healing work you're trying to do around the father or some other kind of authority figure in your life. Or like I said, if this is somebody you were involved with on a business level, you know, this could have been somebody who held more power in the situation. There is something about a power dynamic that you're ironing out here, looking at here, and especially in terms of your past. Probably from your childhood, your roots in childhood. You may have had a very domineering father. This is possible. Or somebody who had a little bit too much control, and you're really trying to heal from that. You might be actually trying to heal this relationship, or you might be understanding that relationship on a different level now, especially if you have kids, okay? It may be giving you a different kind of perspective. There may be something that's transforming in a key relationship here, but there's also a lot of stuff from the past that you're closing out around this. And I see it's not totally resolved yet, you know, stuff you're still sorting through. You could be dealing with an Aries, a Capricorn, an Aquarius, a Scorpio, a Leo, or a Taurus in this situation. Strong Taurus really coming through, just with the other indication that was on the table here. Also strong Aries coming through, just for major arcana to be on the scene. This may have been somebody that you felt you never really got a chance to bond with. You may have felt like this person wasn't as invested in the same kind of vision of togetherness as you were. You know, if you were in a romantic relationship with this person, you felt maybe they were too controlling, or it was all about them. Or if this is a family member, you know, you felt like they didn't show up in the way that you felt that family should show up. But I do feel like where there has been some kind of disappointment, and maybe you felt like there was no way to heal a connection, I think there is something being extended here that gives you an opportunity to get a different view, okay? So I do see that there's some disappointment that is turning around here, and it's because of the way somebody else is extending themselves to you. So I feel like something's being made right here. It's turning the wheel of fortune in your situation, giving you another view of this person. If this is a romantic relationship and you have shared children, okay, as a result of that, I do feel like you're ironing things out. There's some kind of like peace offering that's being made here. There could even be a concession being made, like somebody could be owning up to how they fell a little bit short here, and that's making a big difference. Yeah, I think you held your ground with something. You weren't willing to sort of acquiesce to somebody else's demands or their perspective, the way that they saw a situation. And there's something about the way you stood up for yourself that it really made a lasting impact. And where there used to be a lot of things that this character would pull that could really like knock you out of your element, like make you feel not as confident, or kind of take you down a peg. Like you may have felt like this person kind of pulled stuff like this with you often. I feel like you taking a stand and saying, no, I'm not gonna budge on this. I know what's right for me. It's like you really invested in yourself, and I feel like it earned this person's respect. And I don't think you're ever gonna have this kind of challenge in this relationship ever again. So I do feel like there's this like meeting in the middle, okay? Something's being ironed out, something's being healed. Something's coming through here that is mending a rift, and it's making something right that maybe you thought never would be set right. It has everything to do with you investing in yourself, valuing yourself, and standing up for what you feel is right. And if you do have children with this person, or children are a factor here, or you're the child of this individual, I do feel like you're getting something that you've long desired here. Something that you felt you know, should have been given a long time ago. It's kind of how it's coming through, okay? But I think that you took a stand recently, and it really spoke volumes, more than your words ever could. It was an action you took. And I think it earned this person's respect, okay? So this is good. Wow. Wow, look at that. Look at this. The Emperor transformed. The Emperor transformed. Wow. This is beautiful. So somebody's like coming around to see your point of view. This is really good. And there's a new beginning that's resulting from this. There's new possibility here. It's a brand new chapter in this connection. So I love this. There's something you're really healing here. And for some of you, if this is in relation to a romantic relationship, I feel like there's something you're healing around the father that's making it possible for you to have a new beginning, especially in just being able to connect with another in a very empowering way. And it could be emotionally, okay, because we do have the Page of Cups here. So I feel like whoever this strong figure is to you, that may in some way be a catalyst to you working through some of your foundational issues, maybe issues that centered around the father, or around your family life, your early childhood here, that you both may have been mirroring this stuff at each other. I feel like this is really stepping into power. This is somebody seeing your point of view. This is somebody who's willing to, you know, take a stand with you to heal this connection. They want to open up lines of communication. They want a new beginning here. They may even be making some kind of offer to you like, hey, let's go on a trip together, you know. They might be inviting you to do something with them, including you in something that really lets you know that they're very serious about having a new beginning with you and investing in this connections. This is really beautiful energy coming through for you. A lot transforming in this connection. But I do think that you had to take a stand. And at one point, that would have been something that would have caused a lot of anxiety for you. It may have even put you in a fear space. You may have thought that you'd be shut down or you wouldn't be heard, and yet somebody is really changing. You're seeing a change in somebody. You're seeing a change in somebody. You might be surprised what they're offering to you. They really want a new beginning here. They want to transform your connection. They want to strengthen your connection. This is really beautiful. Okay, cut of the deck. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so I do feel like there is an offer that you always wanted, right? You always wanted an offer and you never received it. You wanted somebody to invest in you. Maybe even invest in a dream you have. Maybe you wanted this person's backing and you felt like they wanted to have control, you know? Whatever this is, it's like you've really felt like you've gone a lot of rounds with this person and you haven't been appreciated before, but there is a transformation that's in store. I don't think you see it coming because I think this person in the past has always been very closed off with their emotions. This could even be a mother in the situation, or you may have been mirroring, you know, what you saw in your mother. Maybe your mother held back a lot of her desires because she felt like they were never going to be met. There's a lot of past stuff that you've been working out here. I see it. We got Leo energy here. Also water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. There's a lot of shadowy stuff you've been working through. I feel especially around manipulation, okay? Emotional manipulation, and the ways that that has caused you to really block off a lot of opportunities, have difficulty letting other people in because you're afraid that people are going to somehow work you, take advantage of you, you know, and maybe you learned that it took more strength to, you know, kind of hide the emotions or close yourself off, and you've done a lot of work unraveling that. And see, because of that, somebody's really coming forward with a genuine opportunity now. They want to invest in this with you. This is somebody who wants to, it feels to me like they want to heal with you. They want to work through this with you. And they're willing to take, you know, the long road with this. They're willing to take the long road with this. I think the only thing that you need to be aware of is your tendency to be guarded toward this, because maybe you've experienced disappointment with this person before. I mean, there could be a Capricorn connected to this situation, or there could be something that's felt a little unhealthy or codependent about this dynamic. Or like I said, this person could be really controlling. Maybe you feel, if this is like business related, or if somebody really held a lot of financial power in this connection, you may feel like this person, you know, withheld financial support from you as a way to have control. But I do feel like there's moving forward here. Someone is offering you support for a new beginning that you strongly desire. And you don't see it coming, but it is. It is coming through. This connection is transforming. It's really beautiful energy. Okay, let me go ahead and get around here a Cartomancy, just to get some further details on the split. Yeah, somebody's wanting to balance this out, okay? You may be surprised about that. You may be surprised about that because I see what's on the other side of the split here is the 7 of Spades in the shadow. It's almost like when this person tells you they want to work through this with you, that they're starting to see things from your point of view, you doubt it, you know? You're almost afraid to trust it because you've been fooled before. You don't want to be fooled again. You don't want to be taken advantage of again. You don't want any funny business. You don't want anybody deceiving you. You know, I think you fought really hard to see through deception, and you had to take some really strong actions on your behalf, and there's just this desire to not ever be put in that position again. But this is genuine. Okay, whatever this person's offering is legit. And they want to balance things out with you. Okay, they really do see things from your point of view. There's a new understanding there. All right, and I think that you'll recognize it. If you open yourself up to the experience and you trust your intuition, you're going to recognize, wait a minute, I'm seeing something different in this person. I've never seen them act like this. And now there's really this recognition that something has changed in this connection. Bottom of the deck, look at that. It's mirroring the 9 of Pentacles. They saw the growth in you. It's like them seeing the growth in you. And the way you transformed is what caused this person to go through their own initiation. It's like they recognized that they couldn't show up the way they had in the past. Something had to change, or else they would have to settle for this disappointment. And I don't think they want this disappointment. They've had some time to really think about it. I think this person has been processing a lot of their grief around the connection, around what's kept you feeling kind of divided from each other, you know? I feel like this is a connection where even if you've been close with each other, like in close proximity, there's felt like a distance, an emotional distance between you, or something created some sense of separation here, or not being on the same page. And yet I feel like this is being healed here. Okay, it is. It's being healed. Expect this person to communicate with you about this. And they're very genuine about it, all right? They really do want to move forward. They want to move out of this sort of gridlock, you know? They want to have a real close connection here. They want to heal the rift. They want to do their part. And they're taking accountability, so I do really appreciate this energy. This person is willing to do the work. It's beautiful. And I think that through this connection, if this is like a lover, if this is somebody you're connected to romantically, in some way it's also healing stuff from your childhood. It's healing stuff from the family dynamic, the way you grew up, or the way you always thought things would be. Yeah, there's something about this offer that you're receiving here. It stabilizes what always felt really unstable in your upbringing, okay? And I do feel like where you feel like in the past you always had to deal with whatever little bit you got, you know, somebody's really making up for that. Crossing energy in the shadow. Yeah. 5 of Spades, okay? 5 of Spades. I think this person recognizes that in some way they really betrayed you. And it looks like they want to make that right. They do. They want to make it right. And this is legit, okay? There's something about this that's bringing justice to a connection, balance to a connection. Somebody realizes that they didn't do right in the past, and they're making up for it now. And it's legit. It's legit. I think there was some recognition when you took a stand and you expressed your disappointment, and when you also showed, I'm not going to, you know, budge. I'm not going to budge from this position. Like, this is unacceptable. This isn't right, you know. You taking a stand in that very empowered way really reflected something to this person, you know, and it affected a change in them. And see, that's the beautiful thing about when we do our own personal healing work in terms of our relationships, the way we start to mirror something different back to the other, and then it gives them an opportunity to have a different reflection of their own position in that relationship and their part in that. And so there's something healing here. Okay, cut of the deck to cap this off. Yeah, Jack of Hearts in the shadow. And on the other side, discover, learn, and play. So what I want to say in relation to this is initially, because there has been this, like, it feels like there's been a little bit of somebody making promises and then not delivering, or something has been a disappointment in the past, or there's things that have been promised and then they never came through. And so there's almost like this bracing yourself, setting yourself up for another rejection or another disappointment or something not turning out the way it was promised. And there's something about, you got to let down your guard here, because you have something to learn in this connection too. You got to be open to the experience. Somebody is being really legit this time. So give them an opportunity to show you the truth about what's being put on the table now. And I do want to get one card here for you, just to give you some guidance about the best way for you to move forward at this time, just to give you a focal point in your situation as you work through this, okay? Because I know, you know, especially if you dealt with a lot of disappointment with somebody, it can be difficult to let down your guard again, especially when you feel like you already took that risk before, okay? But I do see that this is legitimate. I mean, this person's gone through a transformation. There couldn't have been a greater confirmation than that, to have the Emperor first come out in the shadow and then come through, alchemized, transformed. You know, this person has grown a lot. They see things very differently now. Okay. So what does Virgo need to focus on moving forward here to feel strong and empowered in this situation? I mean, keep valuing yourself for sure. With Aphrodite coming through, this very much could have something to do with just really loving up on yourself. Also, you could have a Venus in Virgo. I think it's time for you to continue to just really invest in yourself. Keep getting in touch with that part of you. If this is in relation to a relationship, just because this person comes in and does want to heal a connection with you, don't lose the lesson of what it means to really invest in yourself, meet your own needs, pour into yourself, okay? Continue to stay focused on that. Continue to stay focused on your self-care. Don't lose your connection to your spirituality. Your spirituality, your spiritual connection is a real point of sustenance for you. And there could be ways that you kind of push that aside in favor of a connection in the past. There could be other things that you really enjoy doing, like focusing on your creativity, or just making time for your own personal pleasures, or just personal time for yourself that you sacrificed in the past for another. Don't lose that, okay? It's really important that you stay in your own, you know, essence and strength that's been gained through the challenges you faced in this connection, even as you're healing it, okay? So don't fall back into like a codependent dynamic. There's been too much that's been transformed in this situation to go back there, all right? So you might want to take it nice and slow and continue to kind of drop in with yourself, check in with yourself. Do I still feel, you know, empowered with the way this is moving forward? And that don't lose that strength that you gained from standing up for yourself and investing in yourself and representing your truth, okay? Speaking your truth. That's what's really going to create a beautiful new beginning in this connection. I love this. Okay, we've got two things coming out here for you. We have Kali, endings and new beginnings. So we do see with this full moon, lunar eclipse, partial lunar eclipse coming up in Pisces, that the old karmic cycle is coming to a close. And though you may have gone through a lot of challenges in the past, you rose up out of a lot of mud and muck, and it was hard going for a while there. There's a lot of beauty that's going to start to unfold here on the other side. So yes, you know, have that good clear out, conversation where you kind of wrap up everything that happened in the past and then let it go. Because if you want a new beginning here, you have to be willing to release everything that happened before. After you really clear it out and you have a good, it feels like a good healing, cleansing communication coming through here, new agreements being made, new offers on the table. And so air it all out. And then once you air it out, be done with it. Lay it to rest. Don't continue to revisit it. Don't continue to dredge up old wounds, because that's only going to hold you back. Really close it out, because there's new beginnings from a new place of understanding, a more enlightened perspective, something that's coming from a higher place of consciousness in both of you with this, and it's just starting to blossom here. Don't you just love the imagery? You have the lotus here, and then you have the iris coming through here also, just this blossoming energy. So I love this. There's something about iris that makes me think of the eyes, okay? So there's something about really holding eye contact with this person. And you'll know just from looking in their eyes, you're going to see the light in their eyes, and you're going to know that they're being 100% real with you. Like there's nothing that this person is concealing from you. This person really wants you to understand that they see things differently now. They see who you truly are, and they want you to see the light in their eyes too, okay? But take your time with it, okay? Don't rush. Move into it sensitively. You're just getting started with this new chapter in this connection. So have patience with yourself in the process, and don't give up, because something really beautiful is coming to bloom. That's so wonderful, Virgo. I wish you so much growth, happiness, and blessings as you go through this growth process in this very special connection. Godspeed.